You see that behind me? That's right, there's nothing. My charts are closed because that's how I feel about this week. It's just been a constant struggle, not with myself, which, okay, maybe a little bit with myself, but with TOS, it's just been an absolutely miserable week. Probably the worst week in 7 years of TOS. I've been using it since about 2013. I've never experienced a whole week of trauma like this. So it really took me out of my flow. Every single day I had to stop trading, or I closed in the middle of trades, or I couldn't execute trades, or I couldn't get out of trades, and I would be following around with my app. So I'm like kind of happy this week is over. It's been just a hectic session. So yeah, that's why my charts are already closed, because I'm ready to kind of wrap up and kind of like detox a little bit from TOX. So I do want to talk about Pixie. I want to talk about MTP a little bit. Those were the two tickers that we traded. And then I also want to talk about a swing trade that we just entered as well. Nothing really too mind-blowing today. I wasn't super aggressive today because, again, I was a little bit nervous that, I would enter a trade, especially, a breakout pullback or something really quick, and then the app would close or something like that. So I missed a lot of opportunities today. I just kind of decided to sit on the sideline a little bit more than usual. So let's go to the charts now, which is kind of funny because they're closed, but I recorded it ahead of time. And don't forget to drop a like, guys, if you enjoy the content. If you're totally new here, definitely consider subscribing. We go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. to review the watches and then trade the market open. I'll see you Monday. Till then, enjoy the recap. Alrighty, tidy. So, okay, this wraps it up, the week, the disaster week. Honestly, here, let's quickly go back to what happened this week. So we started Monday, right? That's when the whole week started. Let me quickly go back here. Monday is the 17th. Yeah, 5 days, of course, that makes sense. Obviously, the trading was very kind of all over the place. This is my first week in a while, in a really long time, ending red. And the reason for that is really TOS, which is kind of unfortunate. I never like blaming anything else for my performance. But every day, we try to trade and TOS crashed. Sometimes when we were in the middle of trades, and then I would have to sell for a loss. Sometimes I wasn't in the middle of a trade, and then I would just miss opportunities. Wednesday was one of the most stressful days. I had a nice big red day here. A little bit of over trading on my end because we ended the day like down $60, and I actually did like 4 more trades, and then I ended the day total, or I ended the stream down like $40-60, and then I ended the whole day down like $280. Yesterday I didn't do any trading after the stream, and then today I'm like here up 128, and I think I'm just gonna wrap it up. I'm a little disheartened. I was out of the flow every day when TOS crashed, and I had to pump back it up. Restarted. I had to get on my phone, do some trading there. It was just like all over the place. I mean, it's so hard to like average down or close a losing trade for a small loss on a spike back to the upside when you just can't watch the market. And then when TOS does come back up, you're just totally out of the flow. So obviously we'll review the tickers today and all that fun stuff, but I wasn't getting very aggressive on a lot of these. And I mean, we could start off with Pixie, but something I do want to kind of point out as well is right now, WeBull is actually coming out with 3 months of free level 2 trading. So level 2 is basically this, where you can see the order book right here. You can see the order book here. They actually have a really nice in-depth chart, kind of like you're probably more familiar with honestly crypto trading, where they have kind of the depth chart of the order book, which I find quite nice as well. I'm going to give WeBull a little bit more of a try. I actually like the cloud version a little bit more, or not the cloud version, the web version a little bit more than the downloaded desktop version, because there's more features and somehow it's a little bit smoother to use, which is almost never the case. So I'm going to be trying though to keep tinkering with the desktop version, and then I'll probably come out with a review on that in like 2 weeks or so. I obviously want to do a little bit of day trading in it before I really give my full review. But right now the price went down from like 30 or like 25 bucks a month to like $2 a month, a level 2 data access. I don't even know why they even charge for that anymore at $2, whatever. But the most important part is you get 3 months of that for free to try out the platform. So I just want to kind of throw that out there. I have a link to WeBull in the video description below if you guys want 2 free stocks /connect, tradejournal.co/connect, and you guys can get the link there. So Pixie, this was a cool one. 3 million float, US staffing company. They're relocating to Miami from California, which at first I didn't really wrap my head around how important that catalyst is, but California's coming out with some laws that are making part-time employees turning into full-time employees. I don't know, I haven't looked totally into it, but it seems to be messing with the restaurant industry quite heavy. And so some companies like PIXY, which is a US staffing company, they are relocating to the East Coast, specifically Florida and Miami, and closer to their customer customers. Yeah, and at first, I was like, relocating, I don't see why that's that big of a catalyst, but ultimately it was a really, really strong one, and the 3 million float was able to really, really pump this thing, and that was ended up being our lead gapper on the day. This was a little bit slow of a I would almost say late bloomer, because I wasn't looking at Pixie at all pre-market. Actually, we were up here 33%, but it ended up pulling back kind of a lot, and then it wasn't on my scanners anymore. It wasn't until we had this kind of big move right here till I started looking at it, and I was talking about Pixie being a possible really good buy around 4.3 or so, based on former highs here, and then we pulled back to that zone. This would have been the perfect red to green move. It's also, sorry, I'm all over the place right now. It's also, let me go back one more. Right around 6% from the open, which is sometimes a really nice red to green zone. So this was a perfect red to green move right here. I actually had a pretty decent entry right here at 462. The problem was I wasn't able to average down, because this is where TOS stopped for me. I had to restart. Then I realized I got this entry where I had a limit order ready to go, and I wasn't able to sell on this pop back to the upside because I was dealing with the restarting my app. I was or the TOS platform. I was busy trying to figure out what trades I was in on my phone. It was just an absolute disaster, and then I was too worried about TOS freezing or having issues again, so I didn't trade any of this upwards momentum here. I eventually bought into this dip, which was an okay entry, but it was much harder than I expected, and I pretty much closed out here for a small loss. No big deal. And this is, a small loser is, I always say, it's not a big deal. I'll take a small loss any day. And this is why it's so dangerous that TOS constantly has been shutting down. Because, if I buy here at 49 and it sells off here 2% down, whatever, it bounces up here again, and I close out for a break even. That's basically what happened on this trade. I took a small loss on it, but not a big deal. Now, if TOS froze here and I had to restart it, then maybe I would have been down here trying to close out for like an 8, 9, 10% loss. Ooh, just choked on myself. And that's really the big problem, because day trading it's quick, right? I hold my positions, sometimes 30 seconds, 60 seconds. And after that, it's like, why am I holding so long? So it's like TOS has been totally throwing me out of my flow. We've been on the biggest hot streak, and it's kind of annoying that I've kind of had to end the hot streak this week just because of issues out of my control. So it's been a little bit frustrating, and that's why I'm going to be trying third-party applications like I've been talking about a lot this week. And I'm going to give myself probably like 2 months to test out these applications or these new platforms. I have applications out at various platforms. I got a demo account now with Lightspeed. So it's just like I need some time to adjust, and funding the accounts and all that stuff. It's a long process. So it's not like let's just stop using TOS. Like I know some of you guys are saying that in the chat room, but it's it's not that simple. Like ultimately, yeah, I could just close it and walk away, but this is where my day trading funds are. I'm used to this platform. I've been trading it since 2013. It's not like one of those things. It's like, oh yeah, just throw it away, which is kind of annoying. So I want to get used to a different platform as well, and kind of have like a backup kind of plan B situation going on. But for now, I'm going to keep trading TOS and just hope that it they figure it out, because this has been really just unacceptable. It's been really horrible, and I don't know. I don't want to keep complaining about it. It's just been absolutely miserable. Yeah, so that was Pixie. Yeah, I mean, and then Pixie again right here in this 2.4 area. This was really tough. Like this really bothered me that I didn't kind of trade down here. I was just so fed up already. You guys probably could have told like on the stream. I had like such a small amount of like I'm not thinking about the German word. Like I wasn't entspannt anymore. I was just, I had no chill left. So I was, typically a huge support here at 475, pre-market area. I mean, this is a huge support zone. We had tops and bottoms in these areas. I love these bounces, and I missed this bounce. I didn't trade this small crack here, and then we had another run here. I mean, I could have easily had a $300, $400, $500 profit day if I just took those trades. So it's kind of like I've just been so out of the groove lately, and I don't know. I think the best thing to do is just shrug it off. Hopefully Monday everything's gonna be fine and we'll just be back at it. But yeah, I don't want to dwell on the past, but that's just like my current state, and I'm just telling it how it is. Yeah, shame on me for maybe not like getting over it quicker. I don't know what to say. MTP, another ticker. Actually, let's talk about Pixie a little bit longer here. What can we expect out of Pixie? I think that's always a good thing to talk about. What I don't like about Pixie is it always has these gap days, and they never really end up holding the highs well. We had this bigger mover here, which was probably the closest we came to holding the highs. And this one, high relative volume, but at the same time, it's just because of dilution and stuff like that. So it looks like there's much more being traded here than on these other days. But in reality, it's just all these new shares dumping into the market that constantly makes each gap look more and more. So it's a slippery slope this stock is going, and most likely it's only going in one direction like most small caps, and that's back below $1, and then they're going to do a reverse split or so, and then it's a vicious cycle. So probably nothing I'll be trading or holding on to, and I think Pixie is more or less done for the day. MTP, this was another ticker that I was looking at pre-market, 6 million float, US biotech, with no catalyst, and the closest catalyst was that actually the exercise of warrants. That's like the worst catalyst ever. I have no idea why MTP was up, and I had no really desire to trade it too much pre-market because I just didn't understand this one. And actually pre-market, we were streaming pre-market, and I was just staring at MTP like, what is going on here with this one? I just didn't understand it. And sometimes when I don't understand what's going on, I just tend to not trade it, which sometimes I miss big opportunity because this one actually had really clean dips here to 2.5 and then had some nice pullbacks. I get it, but at the same time, you also don't want to get stuck in a wicked halt or a giant exercise or an offering, which could be out there. And, if I don't fully understand what's going on, then sometimes I just, back off. And then hopefully next time I understand a little bit more, and then I'll get a bit more aggressive. But for now, I felt no FOMO letting this one run by me. What I did want to do is actually trade this one when the market opened, because I understood how this was trading a little bit. I was just looking at the technicals, and I understood that 2.5 was big support, and this thing tends to pull off here kind of aggressive. We had an 8% dip. We had another kind of 8% dip. So I actually ended up buying down here, and then I sold here on a quick little pop to the upside. Same situation here, 253 roughly, always tends to be big support. And then I sell here on the little pop to the upside a little bit too soon. But I'd rather, take a base hit than get stuck on, being green and then closing for a loss. Especially because when I entered this trade, TOS crashed. So again, I was like fumbling, like trying to figure out what's going on, and it's just a stressful place to be. That's also why I used a little bit smaller position size here overall. But yeah, I don't know. A little bit of a frustrating day, I got to admit. Should have been trading actually MTP a little bit more here on this second dip at 2.5, and then some good trading opportunities I was calling out around 235, except I was waiting for like 232. So I never ended up trading any of this stuff. So I don't know. It is what it is. Kind of a weird day. I don't know. I'm a little bit flustered. So what I do want to talk about really quickly, and I'll definitely talk about this a little bit more this weekend, but one second here. Yes, so our swing trades, and I'll talk about this more over the weekend, but I did want to kind of just bring up the quick fact that we entered, where was it now? Space, right here, SPCE, and we did this with our 25K challenge account, and what I was looking for was anything kind of into the 16s. Now, I wasn't really thinking that it was going to be the biggest pull into the 16s, so I actually moved my limit order up from 16.6 to 16.88, which, we pulled back to 16.75, but we'll see what happens. For now, I've been talking about the swing for quite some time. I don't really think we're going to come down here to the 16s, but if we do, I'm going to average down a little bit. So this is a bit of a starter size, but it's just enough of a size to where if we, you know, have a nice move to 18 and then maybe a rebound back to 20, I would feel pretty happy that, you know, I got in with this size already. So if we come down here, I'll probably do a full size of about 200 shares, and then you know, hope for a reversal based on the price action. We had some really nice big green volume on the way up, and really kind of descending sell volume on the way down, which is a very bullish sign. We're right now at the 180-day moving average, which in the past has acted as big support. So that's kind of what I'm looking for with SPCE. Is there anything else I want to talk about with this one? I don't really believe so. If you guys remember, we had a quick little trade here. I was looking for this one, just a move maybe back above 20. It was looking really weak this day, so I kind of closed this one out. CVAC we talked about. Yeah, I'll probably come out with a video this weekend. I wanted to come out with a video actually last weekend, but if you guys remember, my eye was hurting a lot, so I just kind of chilled a little bit harder last weekend. But you know what? With this descending volume, this is really similar, now that I think about it, to PIXY, PIXY. And if we just come here to the chart, you can kind of see, let's go to the unlimited account again. You can kind of see that this one, you know, right in this 4.75 area, which I was a little upset that I didn't trade, you know, this similar situation where, you know, the sell-off happens, the sell volume slowly decreases, there's a bit of a base that forms, and then we have a nice little pop to the upside. This is also why I'm a little upset that I didn't trade Pixie. Really nice technicals overall. So let's see what happens with SPCE. I like the risk reward on it. Let's go back to it, SPCE. I think, you know, I would say we're risking maybe right now a little bit move, let's see, whoa, oops. So maybe like 5% or so, but this is kind of the margin of where I would like to average down. And then if we crack 15, I would sell on a pull back to 16. So basically, I don't think we're gonna be risking more than like 5% or so. And what I'm looking for is a possible move back to the EMA. So that would be about 7%. And then ideally back to 20, which would be like 17, 18%. So I think it's a decent risk reward trade on a kind of a hot ticker, Virgin Galactic. It's constantly in the news. So I don't think this is going to just absolutely disappear, but like I said, if this does not work out and we kind of have one of these moves to the downside, I would be selling into the pullbacks to the upside, which is always kind of a sad thing to do because you don't know if that's the reversal. But then my original thesis would be wrong, and that's when I decide to close out my trade. When my original idea is wrong, I decide to, you know what, throw in the towel and then look for a second trade. Kind of like a really consistent like move to the downside here, huh? It's like a perfect seller is constantly selling into the spikes right now. So once that seller disappears and this thing has a chance to bottom out a little bit, it's going to be a nice little pop. So maybe this was a little bit early of an entry. We'll see. Only time will tell. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up for now. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoy the content. Join the community if you're new. Hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you. Tell your friends about it. Trade with your friends. That always helps you stay disciplined. And I will see you guys on the weekend and first thing tomorrow morning, or no, Monday morning for the live stream again. Till then, guys, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.